This is literally your live tutorial. So again, no question's a stupid question. So we're going to dive right into introductions. My name is Courtney. I'm the RSM of the building. I've been in the industry for about 20-something years now, and every day I learn something new. And that is one of the things that I love so much about makeup, is that you can go into a fitting room and try on 10 pairs of jeans and feel awful. Let's just have an honest moment. You can walk into an Ulta, swipe on a lip gloss, and feel like a rock star. So to me, makeup is not about the vanity or the beauty. It's about that empowerment and about feeling and looking your best self, because life can be crazy, right? And it's just such a great way to lift yourself up. So I go crazy over makeup. I think that makeup is so much more than just the beauty piece of it. So I hope you all have a lot of fun. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna kick it off to Leslie, then to Letty, and then I all want everybody to meet my special guest, my new friend, who I'm very excited to have met, and I want you to really kind of get to know her. We're going to do like a 60-second bio on her. But passing it off to my friend Leslie, and then my friend Letty.
Hi, I'm Leslie. I'm a skincare expert here in store. My main focus is always going to be skincare, but makeup is my second focus. I really enjoy doing it. So if you ever have any skincare questions, you can feel free to ask. I'm always available. And I also offer facials here.
10-minute facials for $10. And today she's doing 30-minute consultations, including a 10-minute facial. So you get a 30-minute session with Leslie for today, $10, right? It's a special event today, so something to think about. Yeah, because we believe that you can do the most beautiful makeup in the world, but your makeup's only as beautiful as the skin that you put the makeup on. So the skin part comes first. So this is your guru right here.
And my name is Leticia, but I go by Letty, so Letty, anything like that is fine. I'm a beauty advisor here, so I just run the registers, but I'm also really into makeup, so this is going to be a really good experience for me, and I'm really excited for helping you guys, give you some tips and tricks today. So, are we ready? Or
And now, so just fun fact, so I met you what, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
2 months ago?
Yeah, something like that.
So Mel, which I'll let her tell you her name and the whole thing, came into our store doing her thing as an influencer, as a YouTuber, as a blogger. She's all over social media, every handle you can imagine, she is in there. And she's walking the store and she's got a tote and it's loaded. And I see her with her phone and she's talking live feed to her followers and asking them questions. And I'm just like, oh, I have to talk to this person. I've had the privilege of meeting bloggers in other states, so I'm so thankful. This is my first new blogger friend. Now I'm back in Florida. I think the world of Mel, and we're gonna pass it over to you, Mel.
Okay, I'm the biggest socially awkward person, so I'm gonna make this so fast. I pretty much just do mostly Instagram. I barely do YouTube, to be honest, just because of, you know, all the stuff that's happening on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I just really like makeup. I'm a full-time student and a full-time mom, and I just think, as far as me with makeup, I just think that you could be really depressed and put on a face and you feel good about yourself. And it's not about hiding who you are. I just think it actually builds to who you already really are. So that's just pretty much it. I focus more on vegan beauty because I like the natural aspects of makeup. The more natural I look, the better I like the makeup. I don't necessarily go for a beat face. That's just once in a while, but okay, that's it.
You did great. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. So we'll make sure if you guys want to know like what her Instagram is, you can definitely connect with her and follow her. It's super fun. Letty's on Instagram. Leslie's on Instagram, I'm on Instagram, so if you want to follow any of us, you know, we all have our own take on beauty, and we follow each other and we support each other. It's just super fun. Instagram is my personal favorite. So we're going to dive right into brows. So a couple of whys behind doing brows first, before you do anything else. And let me just put a pin in that for a second. Typically we do brows even before foundation, but in the spirit of time, because we wanted to be able to give you time to really build that brow, because if you build a brow, you're good to go in life. Throw on a clear gloss and you're fine. We wanted you to come in with foundation because that alone can take so long, and we don't want to take away from the time to build the face and do the color in the eyes and the highlight and the contour. With that being said, if you would like to stay behind and find your perfect match in foundation, ask more questions about concealer, powder, 100%. That time is completely going to be made for you. We'll have plenty of artists on deck to help you with that. So please understand that if you want that moment, you can have that moment when the class is done. But we like to dive into brows because brows frame up the face. It's kind of like you don't put a picture on the wall without a frame. That's the brow. And brows can be whatever you want them to be. Leticia, in my opinion, and what I love about is she has more of what you call everybody's like kind of normal brow, right? I have even less brows than Leti. The way she builds up her brows is kind of mind-blowing. So we're gonna have her dive right into it. She's gonna walk you through all the tools she's using. You'll have the tools on the table.
Yeah.
There might be moments where you'll kind of pass and share, and we'll give you that time. We're gonna dedicate the first 30 minutes to brows. And if we're done early, we're done early. But I want y'all to feel set up for success. Are y'all ready? I'm excited too. Let's dive right in.
And then there's actually a rule with the eyebrows if you want to go by. You want to take your pencil, go like this, line it up with your nose, and then that is going to be your first point for where your eyebrow is going to start. And then if you go like that, line it up to your pupil. When you look in the mirror, you're going to want the end of your nose right here lined up with your pupil, and then that'll be your arch. So if you want to mark a dot right there so that you know where you're going. And then the end of your brow, the tail, is going to be, put your brush the end of your nose, so kind of like going out to the side, and wherever your eye ends, that's where you want your tail to kind of be. And you can kind of like mark those areas. I like to brush my hairs up, so if you guys want to all brush your hairs up. So when you start your line, you're going to want to start in the middle. You don't want to start right at the front, so kind of start like by your arch. And just use really light hand and kind of like hair-like strokes. And then if you use your brush, kind of like, you don't want to go straight in like this. Sometimes you could like create an unnatural line. If you kind of let your eyebrow do the work and kind of just follow your natural line. And then with the pencils, it's really easy to make really natural hairs with that. Just be very gentle and use very soft strokes. And then once you have your kind of like bottom underlined, how you want that shape to look, you can brush your eyebrow hairs down, and that's going to make sure all your hair, the product isn't getting mixed in with the hair. It's not getting too, clumpy in your eyebrow. You're going to use the pencil to just very lightly, just go like, if you go like this, like kind of fast, but very, very light, it helps make those really natural strokes. And then for the tail, if you have kind of like sparser ends on your tail, you might want to stick with a pomade. That would be a lot easier to create those hairs.
That's right. You know what? So we always laugh. Everybody always says brows have to be twins. We say they're sisters, right? They're sisters, not twins. And sometimes one of them is a straight A student, and the other one's, well, she's just a little wild. I always say with a brow, start a little bit lighter because it's so much easier to go darker versus darker. It's almost like when you go too dark in your foundation and you got to take it all off and start over. It's the same concept with brows. If you go too dark with your brow,
And
then
next
you're
I'll
like,
show you guys how to cut
now
it.
what do I do? Are y'all ready to cut that brow now? Okay, so what does our table over here need, Miss Letty?
They need concealer, of course, the main part.
Of course.
So
And a
there's
good
different
flat
shades.
brush,
Go ahead
right?
and pick those. Yeah, so the flat ones are going to be for the front of your brow. The very flat one, the arched one, kind of like with an angle, is going to be kind of for like the top maybe, or still at the front. And then my favorite one, which is this rounded one.
Yeah.
You all have one of these at your table. You might have to take turns, but this one is my favorite for under the arch. It really helps you get in that crease up there, really define the line. Like she just said, you want to use a darker concealer on the top, maybe even the foundation that you use, because that's going to help blend in with the colors. You don't want it to stand out, be too bright. That can make it look almost a little unnatural. So set it with an eyebrow gel. Brushing them upwards really gives you that natural kind of look. Remember your 3-point rule. That always helps mapping.
So team, we're gonna move right into eyes, and I have something very exciting for those of you that want to work out of the James Charles palette, and for those of you that want to purchase the James Charles palette at 9 a.m., we're allowed to officially sell them. Understand we have 32. So, if anybody knows that they want a James Charles palette, please raise your hand and I'm going to show you the tester so my general manager can, like, it's to die for. So it's $39 for 39 pans. This is Katie.
I already have one.
And this is my fearless leader. I love her very much. This is what it looks like. So it's 39 pans. If you would like one right now, Katie will hand one to you. If you want to work out of it.
Can you kind of show it this way?
As you're working out of it.
Good.
Thank you. As you're working out of it, if all of a sudden you decide you want one, please raise your hand so we can get one into your hands. Because honest moment, as soon as we open up the doors, it's first come, first serve. We want y'all to get first dibs on it. Okay, everybody, look onto your tables. I want everybody to please grab some kind of a pony brush. So I call these ponies, some people call them shaders, some people call them blenders. So grab a pony that feels good to you, okay? So what I want y'all to do, because it can be a little overwhelming when you look at a palette of this magnitude, right? You're like, where in the world do I begin? We begin with our contour, and I'm going to teach you what's called dump and blend. So how we hold and where we hold our brush is critical in this application. You always want to hold at the end of the stem, okay? And imagine that you're doing circles. We will not do any windshield wiper motions on this day and never again in our life. The reason why is when we windshield wiper, it tends to push the product in too streaky, too hard, and you get kick into here, which creates dark circles, which is already a dark zone, and you get kick out here, which makes a hot mess. When you tap into the color, which we'll pick our color in a second, when you tap into the color and then dump into the center of your eye, literally just dump, and when I say dump, I don't even want you to overthink it. You're gonna tap into your color that you want into your contour, which we always suggest to be about a medium tone. You can do a matte, you can do a shimmer. It does not matter. Here is where you unleash your inner artist, sisters, okay? So if you know you want to work with 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, pick the most middle of the road shade. Don't pick the darkest, don't pick the lightest. Does that make sense, y'all? Okay, are you ready? I'm going to teach you dump and blend. Look in the mirror and dump. Literally press in the center of the eye. Just press it. Just dump it. Just dump. You see where I just kind of dumped? I literally just stamped. Boom. Didn't even think about it. Now what you do is start in circular motions going out and in. Go into circles and blend, blend.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes.
I would like for everybody to now find a smaller brush in here. Always want to start with the contour first. And that is why we like to do the contour first, y'all, because you can just land that one color and then go back in with a clean brush if you choose and buff that out, and then your eyes are done. If you want some mascara, and you're done. It also sets the tone for the rest of the look you want to build. If you feel like you want to soften your color up, pick up a clean brush, another fluffy, and go in and do the same movement with no product on the brush. So now, find a smaller brush. The smaller, the better. Smaller brush. Go back in to that contour color. And all I did, you see how I just kind of came to the outer corner and started to go down just to see. Do you see how when I land in that little corner right here, and I just start to bring it up, you see how it makes the eye look so much bigger?
How far are we going in?
I suggest going no more than halfway. Do not go past.
Okay.
Don't go to the whites of the inner corners of the eye. It'll close the eye. Do you see how this eye looks bigger than this eye?
Yes.
Just by me focusing on the outer corner and almost not being afraid to come down a little bit.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I'm just doing outer corner. And I'm almost not afraid to come down a little bit. Almost like I'm breaking away from my lash line and creating a bigger eye that way. Because when you put on mascara, that fills in that space. It always looks crazy before it looks cool, right? Like always. Makeup almost has that moment of where you look back and go, girl. And then it all starts to come together. So now if you're ready, since you've done the outside, now you can do one of 2 things with that.
Did I buff out the bottom?
Yeah. It looks really good. I know, she's so good, right? It looks really good. So now you can do one of 2 things. You can pick a lighter shimmery color to go from the inner corner and meet up. So I'm going lighter and shimmery. And what I'm doing is I'm coming in my inner corner and bringing it to my darker shade. I'm going to come over to you guys and show you this.
You said lighter, right?
Yep, lighter and shimmery. And don't be afraid to really make this like blown out and smoky underneath the eye because it gives a wide-eyed effect. Now don't get me wrong, we're going to use a liner, but we're going to use it in a place that maybe you haven't used it before. We love to put shadow underneath the eye because it's softer it gives the same definition without the harsh lines, so it's more natural. But you still define the eye shape, and you still make your eye color pop. All right, everybody, are we ready to define with a pencil quickly? Now, you don't have to do this step because your mascara is going to bring everything together. But we have all kinds of yummy, they're all sanitized pencils in here. If you decide to line with a pencil, you're going to line on the top inner, underneath your lash line. Okay? You're not going to line here. You're not going to line here because that closes the eye. So we're going to give you just a few more minutes to kind of go back in, ladies. If you want to clean up underneath or around the eyes with concealer, go for it. Because we're going to just spend a few more minutes on the face. And we're almost done because we're going to move to lippies. Ladies, are we ready to move to highlight contour?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to see that you have in your other glass jar fluffier brushes. So these are your face brushes.
When you're putting on your contour, it's really good to use a brush like this. So you want to use a fluffy angled brush, something a little compact to really get the color in there. You don't want it to be too flimsy, just like you're putting on powder. And then you really want to focus it, kind of like a good place to use is like your ear. So then just use your ear and then focus right here. And go ahead and just like tap it off a little bit.
And so now you can move into blush.
Pretty
You're
much
ready
like
for
right around
blush.
there.
So grab like a rounded brush like this, a rounded brush like that, and dip into blush. And the key for blush is just to smile and get the apple. Are we ready for lippies? I know. Ooh, right? But feel free to start playing with some lips.
Okay, so did you guys want to bake a little bit under the cheekbone?
I'll just do the cheeks.
Okay.
More
Yeah, no, that's fine. So what you're going to do is kind of follow
so many fun
like the middle of
lippies.
your ear. You don't want to take it too high. And then you just bring it down. Look right underneath where your contour is. Go down a little bit more.
So I want to pass out swag bags, give out your cards, and do a team picture. It's the Morphe setting mist. The reason why I like it is now I love setting sprays in general. Most setting sprays are pump spray. Not a bad thing, but sometimes you might heavily pump more on one side and not the other. This is an evenly distributed and it's a very soft mist. Sometimes setting sprays, you can almost go too wet. That's so pretty on you. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can almost go too wet and it's like, oh, I almost kind of melted myself too much. Where this setting spray does just a soft melt together and just glows up just a scooch. I love it. It makes such a difference, yeah. And what some people will do is they won't even use powder to set their face. They'll only use setting spray, which is what I'm starting to gravitate towards because I feel like sometimes my powders accentuate some lines that I'm trying to make go away. Yeah. So it's kind of like, wait, I just created lines where I just had this smooth look and then I put powder on. So and if you ever feel like you look too lined or creasy, setting spray fixes it every single time. Yeah. Look at how pretty it makes the skin look. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, and if you do a highlight after you set,
Yeah, she's right. If you highlight after you set, pop. Because your skin still has a little bit of that tap, and then that highlight just.